As a certified psychologist, you expect my life to be perfect, to be thriving, but let me tell you, that wasn't the case. And for a long while, I was living a life that looked so foggy that I could not see if I was going, gone, or whatever. Life was hard and difficult, I promise you. I was just surviving. There was nothing that looked like was thriving in my life. And you know, sometimes when you know that there is a lot more that you can achieve and you haven't achieved it, it is so draining and you feel so bad. When you know the theory of what actually can be done to make your life better and transform, when you're helping other people transform their lives and yet in your own life things are not working, it is really a bad thing. And I just sat down and I decided, let me change the way I look at my life. And today I want to share some of the 5 habits that I learned in that period that you can also pick to improve your life if you feel stagnant like I have been. If you feel like you haven't been thriving, this is the video for you. Hi beautiful souls, my name is Reconnect. I am a certified psychologist and I love you guys. So I am a storyteller, a fellow woman who's trying to do life in this life that we have, and I do it with grace, grit, and a lot of gospel because I know I need it. If you're tired of saying I know what to do but I don't know how to do it, this is the video for you. We join psychology with practical, I'm promising you, simple habits that you can use to improve your life so that you can feel more fulfilled, so that you can be happier, so that you can live and breathe and be comfortable while doing it, because where ain't it difficult already? Okay, so join me and trust the process. So the first habit we're going to talk about is the 5-minute morning mind reset. What we are talking about is every morning, before you do anything, before you start thinking about your neighbor, before you go on Instagram or TikTok, before you take that phone and start checking WhatsApp, this is the first thing you do. You take 5 minutes of your time and you think about your day. And you ask yourself these questions. How am I feeling right now? Yeah? What am I feeling? And is this feeling a good feeling? What am I grateful for this particular day? And the third thing you're going to ask is, what can you do today that will cause you to move closer to the person that you want to become in the future? Is there a thing that you can add to growing yourself to become a better person? Those are the things that you will ask yourself. And don't just ask yourself, answer yourself, and answer yourself with all honesty, because you need to be as honest as possible when you're speaking to yourself. You need to tell yourself truths, because these truths will help you. So why does this matter? This matters because when you wake up, your mind is in alpha mode. Alpha mode meaning your mind is highly suggestible. What that means is that the first input program that you put in your mind dictates how your entire day goes. And this habit has really been very helpful for me. Before I started it, my day started with chaos. It started with alerts, of course, that you get. And sometimes it is also from the family demands. And that can be really draining because it just lags your entire day. But now I wake up. It has shifted. It has caused me to be more peaceful, more relaxed, and more confident. And also it helps you to focus on things that are really important. Because when you ask yourself those questions make you focus on what is really important and what you need to focus on. The other thing is, the second habit is the emotional check-in ritual. This one is a game changer, by the way. And the importance of this is this. One thing that you can do morning, midday, and evening. Ask yourself, what emotions am I feeling and what are they trying to tell me? Not how do I get rid of these feelings, because these feelings are telling you something. They're trying to communicate with you. As a psychologist, I always say emotions are data, and you can use this data to your advantage. Whatever this data tells you is very important to help you know the decisions that you're going to make. So the afternoon anxiety that you're feeling, probably it's not drama, it's because probably you haven't eaten lunch. You know, the sadness that you have doesn't necessarily need to come from depression. It just might be something else. You know, it might be loneliness that you're feeling. And once you honestly analyze your emotional state, then you know how to deal with it, and appropriately for that matter. These habits help you to stop reacting emotionally, and you start responding wisely to the decision wise, and also to the situations that come your way. This helps also to strengthen your friendships. It reduces burnout, and of course it teaches you self-compassion. The third habit is the no practice. Can you just tell me how we as African women, we are taught to say yes to everything? We are the ones that are sacrificing. We are the ones that are always supposed to smile. We are the ones who serve people, and you do it regardless whether it kills you or not. And this, by the way, is not a very bad thing. I love serving, I love smiling, and I will sacrifice for people. But sometimes it's good to also give time to yourself. Instead of saying yes immediately when someone asks you something, can you tell them, let me think about it and I will respond? Sometimes a no is a good answer as any other. It might be bad, it might look selfish, but it is important because you get to pour to yourself. You get to make decisions that by the way, you know, this one works for me and this one does not work for me. So you're like, no, I don't want to do that. Just because you have to say yes, it doesn't mean that you're a better person, by the way. And no is a better answer because it gives you peace. These habits are very amazing because they help you to form boundaries, and these boundaries give you energy, because of course it saves you time that you would have wasted doing something because you just wanted to say yes. And the time that you spare, you get to pour into yourself and to your family and other things that are important to you and to your loved ones. The other habit, of course, we're going to talk about is the learning hour. This is very important. We all know that our mind is really a place where you need to pour into yourself, and this 1 hour is not for you to practice something that will improve you in your workplace. It is not an hour where you learn how to edit. Probably if you are in the field like I am in, it is okay to have an hour that you learn a new skill that will help you work wise. But the hour we are talking about is the hour that you pour into yourself. You take an hour either to learn something that makes you a better person, not necessarily in the workplace, but generally, which makes you a better human. You get to learn more about yourself. I've told you that when you self-analyze, you get to understand, oh, maybe this is the reason why A, B, and C is happening. Probably I have a very high temper. So what am I doing? In the 1 hour of learning, can I learn how to regulate my temper? Use that 1 hour, learn. If it is the breathing exercises, the in and out, and probably taking just time to understand yourself, getting to your core and knowing, by the way, if this thing does not work, or these are my pressure points, and when they get there, this is how I tend to react. So now I need to learn and unlearn A, B, C, D, and learn C, D, and F, because I need to become a better person. Okay, so you see, when we said no in the first in habit number 3, then we get room to get the 1 hour that we are talking about, where you get to learn more about yourself, which is very important. The psychology behind this is the neuroplasticity, that our brains love to learn new things. And once you do that, when you give your brain the opportunity to learn, you stay mentally sharp, emotionally flexible, and spiritually full. So there's no time you will feel you're out of place, you feel like something is not happening, because you are fulfilled. And the best part about this is every habit that you do, especially this particular one, restores your confidence, because every time you take time to learn something new, it reminds you that you're still evolving, which is very important, and you're not the same person that you were yesterday, because you have learned something new this 1 hour that you have. The 5th habit, which is our last one, is the evening reflection practice. So we had a morning one where we reset our mind, and then we have an evening one where we reflect. It is a reflection practice. So what are you doing at this particular time? You just take 10 minutes and you write down what went well today. Analyze your day. How good was my day? What did I do to make this day good? Okay, how would I have done it differently? Probably whatever I have done, could I have done it differently? And if probably I would have done differently, would the results be different? Analyze such things. Talk about yourself. Have you learned something new? You said we talked about the habits that we have of 1 hour of learning. So have you learned something new about yourself that particular day? And if you have, how are you going to implement whatever you have learned about yourself to make yourself either a better person or to unlearn something that you noticed? By the way, I have a lot of temper. So how are you going to unlearn that and probably learn something else? And the last one is, what are you looking forward to tomorrow? Every time you have expectations of the next day, it gives you morale to wake up to just be in high spirits. I will give an example here. I took a lot of break between my maternity and even before I got back, because I went back to school, I had a lot of time to myself, and I used to sleep a lot. I was generally unmotivated. I was waking up anytime. I didn't have really set rules or something. I would try probably keep up and be like, I won't sleep past 10, and then I do it maybe a day or two, but after that I reset back to waking up even at 12 at noon. But this is because I did not have anything that I was expecting or anticipating to do. There were no expectations. There was just me living, breathing, eating, sleeping, doing nothing. But when you have something that you are looking forward to doing the next day, it motivates you even to wake up. You know that if you have to wake up early, then also it resets back your night, and you're like, I can't sleep past this time because I need these particular hours of sleep for me to be fresh enough to handle my morning and the routine that is coming. So that also helps you in terms of organizing your day, learning how long I need to sleep so that I can be as active as possible the next day. So when you ask yourself, what are you looking forward to tomorrow, that actually encourages you to do better, because once you know that by then I'm sleeping because tomorrow I need to wake up at 7, because at 8 I have an appointment, because at something I need to do ABCD. So by the time you're sleeping, you have already planned your tomorrow, and of course that actually helps your day become very active and amazing. I know that whatever we are talking about seems like small things, but trust you me, it is all in our mind. It is about what we think about. So one habit at a time, guys. Don't flood yourself with all the 5 habits at the same time, because that will be lying to yourself, and of course you won't do them. So pick one of them and write in the comment section which one will you be beginning with. Let me know so that I can be looking at your progress, and maybe I can ask you after a while how that particular habit is helping you, and if you are improving on a daily. So what we are doing in this particular thing is building our growth mindset, and this is amazing because it actually helps, and it gives you the ability to see every day as a lesson and not a loss. So even if you do something that was bad, that was crazy, no judgments here, it is always an opportunity for us to learn, so we pick it at that. So how are we going to implement these strategies? For some of you that would want to implement them, if you want to implement the first strategy, the first habit, this is what you actually do. Morning reset, you can do it right after brushing your teeth, before you get into other activities of the day, because I tend to believe that that is the last thing you do after you have showered and everything. So it's the last thing you do before you go to now do your work, or to do your errands, or to do something that you're doing. So you can do the morning reset at that particular time. For those that would want to do the emotional check-in, where we do it in the morning, in the noon time, and in the evening, you can choose, by the way, instead of doing all the 3 times, maybe do it before lunch or after lunch, just before you settle back into doing your work. If you are going to do the learning hour, please work during your do it during your commune. I know there are some of us that are communing in between work, and you're not the one driving, so probably you're boarding a matatu. You can actually do that learning hour at that particular time. We always end up in traffic, and most of the time we spend an hour or more in traffic, so you can use that 1 hour hour, so that you don't affect your other programs and you don't lack a reason as to why you will not do it, because at that particular time you're either sleeping in the matatu or doing nothing, or sometimes just being in your own space, and there are others who sleep. So you can use that time to learn something. The other thing is also when you're winding up your day, probably at work, if you're working and before you just close the business or something, you extend your hours. Mind you, do not use your boss's hours to do this, because it is none of his business. It is about you, so you're the one using your own time. Don't use your boss's time. The last one, which is evening reflection, can be done right after setting your alarm. I know a lot of us, when we're going to sleep, that is also the last thing we do before we sleep. We set up our alarms, and those that probably go into prayer, then now go into prayer, or they go into prayer before, and then they set their alarm at what particular time they will wake up. So you can choose, either you're doing it before prayer, or for those that don't pray, right after you've set your alarm, then you can do your evening reflection. Ask yourself those questions, okay? And I know that this is going to be an amazing opportunity for you to grow and to become better. Then always learn to celebrate your wins, small or big, because you know what? No one else is supposed to be a better cheerleader of you than yourself. You're supposed to celebrate yourself twice, even as you celebrate your friends. The way you celebrate your best friend, celebrate yourself twice, because if you don't have it inside you, if you don't clap for yourself, honey, no one will, and people won't see the good in you if you don't see it in yourself. So these habits did not just help me, and I am working on them. I also have not just picked all of them 5 and started to do them. It has not made me a better person, but it has helped me to become a better human being. I am now more joyful, I am present in terms of what I do, and I am grounded because there are boundaries that I've set for myself, and this improves the version of who I am, and I become a better person, which is something that I really want to do. The other thing is this: I believe that you can do the same. So whichever that you have picked to do, please do it and continue doing it. And this is what I will tell you. Remember, you don't need a full makeover. You just need one small step in the right direction, and that in repeated motion. Because every time you repeat that, if you are taking a step in the right direction, guess what? You are going to achieve that dream that you have. You're not broken, honey. You are blooming. You are not behind. You are just beginning, and we are beginning again, and it is fine. Until then, keep growing, keep choosing you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, and God bless you.